got to represent my global gym buddies.
What was that?
The Purple Cobras. I don't remember their name. Whatever Ben Stiller called his pals and that Russian lady.
What was that all about?
Oh, just in the world of dodgeball. That's my isekai. I go hang out with Vince Vaughn in his gym, just throw dodging wrenches and cars. That's what I do. That's what that closet is.
It's a dodgeball isekai.
That's my fantasy world is dodgeball.
Okay.
I go in there. Okay,
man.
Lord. Man,
Right.
almost as edgy as Kylo Ren.
I'm Swole Ken. Okay, but for reals. Okay.
And Solo.
So, you got any recipes for me? We usually start with recipes, and I'm out.
Oh, flip. I had one that I was thinking about earlier, but I don't remember.
We know Eric doesn't cook, so
I have something to say. I want to say welcome to the Bit Boys After Dark. It's dark outside, I promise.
no one would know what time we're recording. Like, we're in some closed-off rooms.
We put these out when they're put your kids to bed.
Boom.
It's Nick at nighttime. The adult shows.
The boys at
now.
night.
It's Adult Swim. We're putting on Rick and Morty. We're gonna put on freaking Full House.
Toonami time.
We're gonna watch Toonami.
George Lopez.
Yeah, cartoons are done for. It's all about live shows, boys.
Well, this ain't live either, so...
like live action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got a recipe for you. I'm doing this again, by the way. We did this before, but Xavier didn't record. Anyway, I got a recipe for you, and it's relevant, I promise. All right, 4 kids. They go to a house being fostered by some person, and in this house they find an empty room with a closet. And they go into the closet.
Is that
the closet is a magical world filled with
behind them.
magical being. Well, it's more like a wardrobe. But there's magical beings and talking lion and witches and centaurs
like
and
Simba?
whatever.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a recipe for an isekai, and it's called Chronicles of Narnia, and that's what we're talking about today.
We're talking about Narnia? Chronicles of Narnia. Why it is the best. No,
is Narnia not an isekai?
It totally is. It's a live action isekai.
Okay. It is an isekai. Isekai means in another world. And where are you in Narnia? In
Narnia.
Rest my case. End the podcast right now.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to subscribe, leave a comment, just leave a like or dislike. Either or. I'll take any really.
Follow only Eric on Twitter.
I'll take only a response.
But yeah, follow Eric. Don't follow Tyler.
Please don't.
Consider
I don't post
me.
Anything. All I talk about is Overwatch. And
okay, so yeah, today's show, if you didn't kind of catch any of our obvious hints, it's about isekai anime. And
yeah.
So turns out it's like a newer term in the community, meaning another world, and there's been like a good little buttload of shows that's been coming out, always with some new hook on the genre. We can all thank our boy Sword Art Online for that
resurgence.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Where is
for the rebirth of isekai being common to the point that it just has repopulated the anime list. Like every season, there's at least 1 or 2 new isekai to watch.
Oh, there's more.
One,
at
least one.
Sometimes.
At least
like
right.
7.
There's like 12. Like all of them are like I swear the last 2 seasons have been 90% isekai and then one like feel good show.
It's like isekai and then My Hero.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to look at the 2020 winter 2020 lineup. I hadn't looked at it before, so we're not very professional about this. We're about as mediocre as you can get with this kind of stuff. But
we do our homework on the spot.
We do our that's what this is your high school like history class when they give you the assignment to read beforehand, and you go in there. Oh, I didn't read real quick. I got to study.
You
up.
just grab the textbook and you're just like, copy this, copy this.
And
read all the headings and try to memorize them all.
You've got every note right on your hand that you scribbled on the bus to school.
Teacher says you can use your notes. Oh, I don't have any notes. Just gotta write notes real quick. Write a few notes. Take some with me.
This is what that is. We are those students that just don't prepare. So you guys can deal with that. We don't care about you enough to really.
As fresh as it gets.
It's raw. This is pure.
I thought this was Nick at Night, Boys at Night. We're past that. We're like past midnight now. We're like, what are those channels?
Oh man.
Yo, we're the 3:00 infomercials.
Oh.
Okay, we're back in the good zone.
Oh, is that what it is? I can't find any more.
I guess Isekai's dead. Thank you.
That's dying. Hopefully. Anyway,
it stays that way.
All right, some of the more popular ones. We got Sword Art Online. We got Konosuba. We got ReZero. We got freaking Shield Hero as of recent. Overlord. No Game No Life. We got even things like Devil's a Part-Timer. We got the Slime Show. We got the Tanya Lady Thingamajiggy and every other show in between.
There's In Another World with my smartphone.
That one.
You think of a name, and it's an isekai. Think of a thing, and it's an isekai.
Narnia.
And it's probably the name of the isekai. Think of this. I am in another world with
my mom in a 2-hit multi-target attack or whatever.
That's one. Or I'm in another world, but I'm actually a fan. That's probably an isekai. I don't know. I mean, why not? I don't know.
It's like, so Sword Art Online kind of like grabbed everyone's attention. It was like, oh yeah, we're in video games. People like video games. People like anime. So
people like fantasy worlds.
And people like fantasy. Let's just combine them all together, see what happens. But the problem with that is that like their story was like kind of all over the place. They decided to spend some episodes on some like random characters to fill in the harem, you know, and then they're like, oh yeah, we got a story to get back to, and then they continue on that, and then they're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a 24 episode thingy, but it's really 2 different seasons, like 2 different shows in one.
Yeah,
so it's weird. Like you look at it, and you're like, wow, this is pretty good as it aired, and then now you look back at it and you watch it, and you're like, this is not good. This isn't that entertaining. Mm-hmm. It's pretty bad.
I think as an entry point anime, you can look at it and be like, "Oh, this is interesting. I like this." And then when you watch something else, you come back to it and you're like,
Yeah, I definitely always recommend it to someone who's never seen it because I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you like video games? Right. You want to watch anime? Watch this."
I think it's a bad show, but it's bad in a way that's good. Because it hits all of the beats that draw you into a story, and it draws you into this interesting, and in that sense. And so, as a newcomer, you don't know any better. I think you're innocent, your anime innocence before you go full weed. Before
you see the anime titty,
you can go into SAO and just enjoy it, and before you start to realize how much better anime gets on a scale. And some people really like SAO. And like I was thinking earlier that we may criticize these anime and we may say, "Oh, this is bad" or "This is good," but I liked SAO and I enjoyed it.
I liked the first 12 episodes. Let me get that clear.
Yeah, that whole it gets weird, but I enjoyed it while I watched it, and it was great. And so when we like criticize these anime, we don't hate them, and we're not trying to say if you like them, you're wrong and you're bad. You like whatever you want. It doesn't matter what people say. Right. What we're talking about
doesn't matter what we say. Come on.
Yeah. What we're talking about is where an anime could have improved. What we think the story is kind of wonky about the story, where it doesn't make sense. Just basic criticisms, and just because we have a criticism about a thing doesn't mean we don't enjoy it, or doesn't mean we hate it. We're not trying to add vitriol to these conversations.
Right.
It's just nice.
Gotta have to look that one up.
We're not trying to be antagonistic or negative toward these things. We just want to be, we're just trying to have a discussion about these things in a more than just saying, oh, that's good or that's bad. We want to know why it's bad or why it's good.
Because I doubt most people have watched the entire anime and thought, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. The entire right through. I doubt that.
You're lying, April. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Eric,
we haven't gone to
wrong.
that one yet. We haven't gone to that one yet, have we?
You are wrong. All right.
We're in the...
This moment now, we are going to go through every single anime that has ever existed, starting from number 1.
What's number 1?
Well, I mean, we'll figure that out on the day we do it, okay?
Well, in most cases, that's why we start criticizing some of the parts of the animes, because obviously there are parts where we've disliked a moment, or we feel that that could have been taken out, or you could have lost.
I don't know.
What's the oldest? Is it like Gundam?
It's older than that.
Is it like One Piece? That thing's old.
This is a very easy solution.
Ye old Google.
Anime. Eric, keep talking.
I am talking, and we're going
Senpai
to talk
of
about
the water. Share me your wisdom.
Astro Boy is often miscredited with being the first anime. It doesn't give me an exact.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
This article is 40 pages long.
Oh gosh!
You want to read through it?
No, we don't have that kind of time. Nobody got that kind of time. Let's talk about isekais in general. A lot of the isekais, let's be honest.
Okay. What's your favorite isekai?
To know that it's an isekai,
Okay.
If I had to pick my...
What?
If I had to pick my favorite isekai, it'd probably be Konosuba. I like Konosuba.
You good there?
This is having problems today. Continue. Sorry. That's my bad.
We're losing him.
Yeah.
I like Konosuba mostly because it is an isekai. It's about as isekai gets, but it feels unique because all the characters in it are very unique and very different from other isekai characters. It carries a lot of the tropes of it, but it also makes it a little different. Like, you can't say Kazuma isn't exactly a boring character because he's always doing something stupid with his harem, and he's not broken. Like, he doesn't have some OP powers to beat every single character.
Steals panties.
And
he's a creep.
Yeah, like that's no other main character has done that in the isekai, at least to my knowledge.
I don't know.
So
the thing about Konosuba, what are you thinking?
I'm just thinking of who else stole panties. I'm pretty sure someone else has stole panties.
I feel like somebody has. It doesn't. Yeah. But here's the thing.
I don't know.
A lot of isekai have very, like we talked about earlier, very bland protagonists, where the idea is insert yourself into the character. You are the character. And Kirito, first of all, from SAO, is a very bland, boring person. So is the guy from Shield Hero. He's not very
Naofumi or something like that.
Yeah, Naofumi. He's
the difference between
he's
them.
got more character, but not as much. And then even same with the guy from Overlord. He doesn't really have much character outside of being
OP,
whatever his name is, the big old skeleton dude.
Oh,
I can't remember names.
Oh, it's
Mamunga is his name, but he takes a different name. It's Lord Overlord. Ainzu Go.
Yeah, there we go.
Whatever.
Ainzu
Go.
Oh, okay, the difference between like Kirito and like someone like Naofumi is like Kirito, he's like, oh, I played the beta once, and so I know everything about this game. I'm like, just because you play the beta of a game doesn't mean you're overpowered and you know all the secrets of a game. And I'm like, I don't know why it kind of it rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, that's not how it works in gaming, but whatever. But now for me, I like him because I don't know, I kind of relate with him a little bit more because he doesn't really like take crap, I guess.
Oh, yeah. That's what makes him different, though, is he's less of a blank slate because he has the idea where he's not just being pushed around by the world. He goes into it and he's like, I don't really want to be here. I'm just going to do what I want to get home. Instead of like accepting the world that he's in, he's like, I just want to leave. Whereas a lot of these protagonists, at first they're like, yeah, I want to go home, but really they want to stay. Like they just get into there. All right, I know how this world works. I know how to get into it. I'm here. I'm in it. Let's get it done. Whereas now Fumi's like, I want to get out of here. What do I need to do to get home? Let's get it done, guys. I'm out. This place kind of sucks. I
want to get out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
I never asked to be here.
Yeah, but then over time, that's what's good about Shield Hero though, is his arc is pretty cool because over time he comes to realize that he's not just in, like, the world he's in is a real place, and it's not just some game world or some fantasy world. And he understands like the people in it are real people, and then he wants to actually protect them because he's a good guy. Right. It makes sense how he evolves to that, because at first he's like, oh, this is just one of the... It's weird because it's very self-aware in the fact where he's like, oh, one of these things. Now if he goes and he's like, oh, this is an isekai, I'm in an isekai, and he actually like says that, and so that's what it does. And so he's like, this is just a fake world. I'll just need to do what I do to get home, and I'll get home. That's it. But he evolves and he realizes these are good people. I need to protect them. This is a real place. Mm-hmm. And then it goes right. It just gets boring.
I liked ReZero a little bit too. I liked the whole like Groundhog's Day kind of thingy they had going on, where like it's a lot of trial and error for him. Like we should look up these people's names before we do shows, but
or something.
Yeah, we should.
But anyway, he like figures something out and he dies, and then it gets reset to that day, and then there's like save points whenever he overcomes some challenge, I guess.
Right.
He gets a new respawn day or whatever. But like, I like that. It was just like, or like the other shows, like the guys don't really die. If they do, they get brought back by some like, convenient power.
Especially Konosuba.
Well, I guess ReZero, it's the same thing. It's like he gets getting respawned by some convenient.
But his world's reset. It's more like a video game in that sense, where he dies and he respawns and has to restart. I haven't watched ReZero. I think I've watched the first episode or two, so I haven't really gotten into it very much.
Pretty good.
Just to be honest, I only watched that for like Rem. I'm like, what's the big deal with this girl?
What's the big deal? Yeah.
I keep seeing memes about her. I'm like, I've had it. I gotta watch the show.
I don't know. There's so many of them.
Overall, I liked it.
Yeah. Well, my cup for isekai was filled by Konosuba and Overlord, really, and then I watched Shield Hero week to week because that's what was on. I think
the beginning was really good, and it was pretty good. Like, oh, this could be different. But then eventually it tapered off. Like, oh, it's just another isekai.
Yeah, it starts out really unique and cool, and then it just goes straight into exactly what all the other isekai do. This guy is big, bad, and powerful. Nobody can defeat this super powerful protagonist. And look how strong he is. He's going to save the world. It's like, yeah, we've been here before. I know what happens at the end of this. And they introduce a lot of weird, like, harem things that are kind of gross. It's just, I don't like the sub harem genre of isekai. They always do this, where the man comes in and he's got a swarm of women around him, and it's just not appealing to me.
It's not realistic either.
It's very unrealistic. It's really stupid. Konosuba does a great job because Kazuma hates them, and it's hilarious.
He has them because he has no other choice but to have them.
Yeah. Konosuba does. This what's so great about Konosuba, though, is that it just turns it all upside down. It's a comedy, and it just takes the tropes of isekai and it turns them into very comedic situation. So Konosuba comes in. He's completely underpowered. He has nothing going for him. He's just a stupid guy.
He brings
we
Aqua.
need missions. We
brings,
need quests.
Yeah, he brings Aqua in spite.
So
he brings Megumin along. I don't even know why, but she was useless from the get-go because he's like, wait, no one wants you? There's a reason why no one wants you.
Yeah. So the premise of Konosuba is this. All of their isekai are basically this. A guy gets transported to another world by something, either by dying, by looking at their phone, by dreaming, by getting stuck in a virtual reality headset video game. Whatever way, they get transported to another world. And typically, for the most part, this guy is an overpowered protagonist that just defeats everybody with one hit. He's just way super. It's a power fantasy. Most of the time, it's a power fantasy. So Konosuba turns it on its head by having the guy, which is a typical weeb like us. Like Kazuma is us. He stays in all day playing video games. He watches anime. He's just that guy from our age, walks around, doesn't do much. And he dies, and he realizes, and he gets the choice to go and live in another world, like an isekai, and there's a goddess telling him this. And she's like, you can bring one thing with you to help you fulfill your quest. When you fulfill it, you can go back to your old life and, be better or whatever. And he's like, all right, I choose you. I want you to come with me as the goddess. You'll make it real easy. And then she goes with him, and it turns out she's completely useless, and she's terrible at magic. She's just really bad. She's whiny. She's just awful. And it's hilarious because Kazuma
She's an alcoholic.
She's an alcoholic, yeah. They have to get day jobs, and they waste all their money on her booze problem. And Kazuma can't do anything. Like, his stats are terrible. Again, it also follows the stats.
Like an RPG.
Yeah, an RPG kind of thing. So, and then all the other party members he gets are also useless. Like Megumin can only use one expel per day. She only can use explosion.
One explosion is just explosion. The cast time is always long. It's always different. It's always the same explosion.
But it gets the job done.
But it doesn't.
She can only do it once per day. Oh man! And then Darkness, who can't hit anything at all, but she can take a lot of damage, and she's a masochist.
Yep. And so she loves the damage.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's probably my top 3 favorite anime. It's so good.
It's so funny. And even the English dub is just fantastic.
Oh,
as well.
The English dub is amazing. It is probably one of the best English dubs that has ever been done. And it took them forever to do it.
So good. It is just so good.
Yep, 11 out of 10. Would watch again.
There's a movie. I need to watch the movie.
Oh yeah, we need to
I haven't
watch
watched it yet. I keep forgetting about that.
What do you guys think about the Slime show? Like, that one ran for a little while, and
I haven't watched it. It never appealed to me.
It's just I agree with that. It was just very weird.
I gave
watched
it
the first episode.
12 episodes.
I was like, man, this is kind of slow. And I was just like, this seems like one of those animes that's just guys in another world. He's bland, OP. But now he's OP. But now instead of an actual human guy, he's a slime ball that can just turn into anything.
So, and he's kind of a trap too. He absorbs this girl, and so he takes on. Before, leading up to that, he was just a ball of slime, and then after that, he can transform. He can materialize wherever into this physical body. They would just take on her appearance, and so he looked like a girl, and I guess some people like that, or I don't know, but I started watching it for a certain character, I usually do.
Intro girl,
and that she never showed up, and so I'm like, where is she? Okay, whatever, I'm done with this show, so I stopped. I don't know. I didn't really like it. I thought it was overrated.
I watch anime because it has an interesting story. Xavier watches anime because it has a girl.
It's got some nice waifus.
See, I'm married, so I don't care about any of that stuff.
Whoa.
I just want a nice
good story, good characters.
I like finding an anime that I can watch with my wife, and so a lot of these boring ones just don't appeal to me. Especially
You should watch High School DxD with her.
No, that's disgusting.
Yes.
No. I don't even like that I know about that show.
Okay. How about there's isekai and then there's reverse isekai.
Ooh, I love reverse isekai.
Kind of like the devil's a part timer.
Like the Bible.
What?
Jesus.
The Bible.
Oh.
the New Testament. Now that's some cream de la creme reverse isekai.
OP character comes into our world.
OP character comes into our world and saves mankind.
Boom.
What else is there? Honestly.
Yeah. Wow. Perfect.
11 out of 10 would watch again.
Have you guys heard the word of Jesus Christ? Let me tell you about it.
Great reverse isekai.
No. So
I'm gonna go grab my.
what's it called? The devil one. That one's a good one.
Oh,
It's kind of got the same feel as like
Mm.
Konosuba, where it's a comedy, not so much as like an action, like fantasy or whatever. It's more of a comedy.
It does have some cool action scenes.
You take a devil from a different world, and then he retreats after his whole organization kingdom falls apart from the heroes of light or justice or wherever, and then he comes into our world, which is he ends up in modern Japan, and I guess one of the heroes follow him, whatnot, and he brings his general with him too, and they realize that they got to get jobs and pay taxes and have bank cards,
get a bank account,
get health insurance, and eat
a
food.
bed.
And they can't use magic, so it's basically you take some OP character from a different world and then you reduce them down to us, and then you're like, they just kind of make fun of all the nuances that are our daily life.
That is our life. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. It's
so
hilarious. It has a lot of the same funny factor that Thor does. I guess Thor's kind of a reverse isekai too. The Marvel movie, in a way. But it has that. I don't know why. This is hilarious to me. Just the idea of a person who knows nothing about our world, who lives in some archaic society, enters into our world and starts to discover our universe and how we live in our society. It's just hilarious to watch them fumble around. Even Enchanted is a reverse isekai.
Yeah. Just them walking across the street and almost dying is hilarious.
Isekai doesn't have to be anime. I mean, technically isekai is, but the idea of it is not. But I love Enchanted's a good movie. It's a fun movie. I know it's
been a while.
It's been a while, and it's like some princess movie. I don't care. I enjoy
It's funny.
it.
It's good.
It's funny.
Doesn't it have that Lois girl?
It does. It has
Amy Adams, River.
Amy Adams. It does. She does a great job, and it's just that the idea of these people coming into this world that don't know anything about it. It's just so, to me at least. I'm a sucker
I find
for
it entertaining. It's funny.
It's so entertaining.
The reverse
isekai
isekai is good.
Of isekai.
It's got a good.
I think it's great.
The thing about
one of my favorite parts of Devil is a Part-Timer is just the part where they're talking about the cucumber and the honey that's inside the fridge. He's just like, man, it's so good. If you mix the cucumber with honey, it tastes like a melon. His assistant's just like, well, if it tastes like a melon, you'd save more money if you just bought a melon.
But that's not what they had in the fridge.
It's not what they had in the fridge.
I guess not.
Oh, that show is great. It's really funny just to see this guy who's supposed to be the devil work at a McDonald's, and his passion becomes being the perfect McDonald's employee. Not even becoming the owner of a franchise, but to be the shift manager.
Yeah.
His dream. And then his whole purpose, instead of being, I gotta conquer Earth so I can go back home and conquer my home again, it becomes, I gotta protect my employees no matter the cost, because that's what a shift manager does. It's so funny.
It's like, what is this?
So it seems like we like Konosuba, we like Devil's a Part-Timer. We don't like SAO as much, and we don't like Slime as much.
Mm-hmm. It seems like what we enjoy is
comedies,
yes. Things that take a tried or a burnt out genre and then flip it on its head. Devil's a Part-Timer was kind of older. It was made in 2013, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes this genre that's been explored to death. An isekai has been explored to death for a very long time, and it flips on its head, turns it into something different while making fun of the genre, but also respecting it. That's a good example of this is Galaxy Quest. It's a parody of Star Trek. Well, it's not an isekai, but it's a parody of Actually, it is an isekai.
Oh gosh. Galaxy Quest.
You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. It's an
Galaxy
isekai.
It really
It's
is.
Have you seen it? It's
No.
hilarious.
Didn't it have Tim Allen in it?
Yeah. So this is the premise. Tim Allen and Alan Rickman
They got two Allens?
Snape. Yes. Anyway, it's several characters in this cast are the stars of a Star Trek like TV show called Galaxy Quest, and the idea is they have been transmitting their show through satellite, and it has been reached out into the far reaches of space, where a civilization has found them and read them and or watched the show and interpreted it as a historical documentary and has built their society based off of the Star Trek show Galaxy Quest. And so Tim Allen runs into these people, and they're washed up at this point. It's like 20 years after Star Trek, or their show was really big, and they're kind of just going around to these Trekkie conventions, making appearances. The show has been off the air for a while. But he runs into these people, and he takes them, and these people take them to their world, takes him to their world, where they think he's this great starship commander, and he has to figure out how to command an actual starship, and he brings all his cast with him, and it's so funny how he has to like
When was this
interact
show?
with this world. It was
It's
early
old.
2000s. It's old. I highly recommend it. It is a fantastic movie. It never gets old. It is hilarious, and yeah, it's
Ages pretty
technically
well.
an isekai because he's taken into this world he's not familiar with, but it's great.
It's funny.
It's
a
but
good
the
movie.
my point of bringing that up is not because it's an isekai, but because it does this thing where it takes this genre, the Star Trek genre, and it parodies it, makes fun of it, while at the same time respecting it. And so you can see that the people who made the movie, they love Star Trek, they love the show, and instead of making fun of it as like, oh, look at all these stupid Trekkies, you guys are dumb, you like Star Trek, look at all the dumb things in the show. It takes what's great about it, puts that into the movie, but also pokes fun at kind of the dumber sides of it. And I think that's what Konosuba and Devils Apart never do, is they take the good parts of isekai and they respect them and keep them in, while also making fun of the more tropey things like harems and the
Right.
RPG worlds and stuff like that.
Right. I agree. I think that we just love a good laugh, and
That too.
and that's just what it does as well. It flips it and just makes it funny overall. Most of what's funny is that I mostly just watch Shonen Jump animes in general. That's easily 75% of the anime that I watch comes from Shonen, and
Please.
It's because like 99% of that is One Piece.
and hey.
So
hey,
basically, you watch
great
One
anime,
Piece.
okay? It's a great anime. I only got into that recently. Shush. Either or. Shonen Jump. I because I watch them. As I watch anime, normally I'm just very interested in plot, good characters, and
You mean fight scenes?
fight scenes. There we go. And epic fight scenes.
Epic
But
fight scenes.
one thing that I didn't realize that I love so much about them as well is that there are moments of great comedy. I feel like I realized but as I watch them more, I realize that they don't come as often in Shonen Jump. They have plenty of comedy. It's just not as frequent because there's always intense fight scenes that kind of take more precedence over the comedy. So that's why when I watch Konosuba and I laugh the entire time, I realize, okay, I love this show. And that's how I instantly know, like, okay, I kind of like this show as well, just because most of the shows that I watch are outside of Shonen. It's mostly because I just laugh the entire time. I could, like, Shimoneta, I laugh my head off on that. There's so many animes, or Kaguya-sama, just animes that I will nonstop laugh the entire show, and that's why it gets on my list of.
So
okay,
if it's
yeah,
not
I really like
Shonen,
anime.
if it makes you laugh, you'll
Eric's
It's
all
not
about-
Shonen and
Eric's-
laughing.
Eric's all about great fight scenes and laughs. If you
And
can make him
laughs.
laugh and also have cool fights, you've got him
You
hooked.
got me.
Everything else, nil. Throw it out
Exactly.
the window.
Great characters.
Complex
too.
characters
Great
with like
great characters
good
have to
like
be
sub
precedent too.
a romantic
You know.
subplot. Nah. Comedy, yeah.
There's like yeah, that makes sense. So that's kind of my checklist of a great anime, at least for me. But
So an example of a bad anime. So I was watching your mom and her
the
multi-target, two-hit,
I don't even
whatever.
know. It's some stupid
the mom
isekai.
isekai. The mom isekai.
So,
Yeah,
so basically, you take a mom wants to bond with her son more because he's just a normal teenager. He wants to be left alone, kind of do his own thing. Doesn't want to be embarrassed by his mom or really have her around. And she's just trying her hardest to like have a relationship with her son. And so you see her side, and you're like, that's a good mom, and she should do that. But then you also see his side because you were that age, and you're like, no, I don't want my mom like follow me around everywhere. But anyways, so she makes this deal, and they get transported into a video game and whatnot. She tags along and whatnot, and like, so they're throwing everything they got at you. They're trying to make you laugh. They're giving you some moments of action. They're giving you the lewdness. Her clothes melt off, whatnot.
No, every anime does that for some reason.
Every
So-
anime.
So they're trying to sell you with sexy stuff, with the funnies, and with
The
very
action.
attractive characters. Like they look cool, or they're very bright, and they got their gimmicks. But then as I'm watching, I'm like, now it's like episode 3, and they're trying to settle in the plot now, and trying to hook me and keep me, and I'm like, honestly, I don't really care for these characters. Like, yeah, they have their moments, but I don't care for their story. I don't care for the plot, and I just kind of stopped watching. I'm like, the quality visually is good. Like I see why people would like these characters. They look cool. They're unique, but I don't know. It's just it feels like they were hitting the
no
tropes
soul.
first, and then it didn't have a soul. It didn't have a backbone. It didn't
Yeah.
really like.
Yeah.
That
It was just
has-
a cash grab, really. I feel like.
It seems like it's one of those things. Well, this happens a lot in a lot of entertainment, where something's super successful, and then people go, "Wait, why was it successful? Oh, it had wizards. Oh, it has people going into the world, but it's got something that turns it around. So throw his mom in there. That's funny. Moms are funny.
Moms
What
are
else do
funny.
people like?
Moms are funny.
She's got to be overpowered. He's got to be over. Oh, we got to have the lewdness in there because boys love anime girls because they're gross. But
Men are gross because guys
yeah,
are
because
gross.
men are gross. And you got to have all this stuff, and then they have this checkbox of things, and then they make an anime off of their checkbox instead of making an anime off of a good idea that someone has. And I'm not saying that that's exactly what happened to this show because I have no idea. But
Maybe it gets better, but
seems-
they lost
yeah.
me.
Yeah, but
Uh-huh.
it seems like that could be the case. There, somebody was like, "What makes a good show?" And then they, instead of really understanding, they kind of just hit the beats that they thought were supposed to be there. And you can tell when things do that because they don't have a heart, and it's something that's hard to actually describe. You can. It's just that they don't have the substance or the soul behind it. When you watch something and you read something or you consume something entertainment, you can tell when the creator loved what they were doing and that they put their own heart into their work, and that comes out in the story. It comes out through the characters, and you can see it, and you're like, oh man, whoever made this really cared.
Right.
And other things you can say, this guy, I don't think he cared that much. I think he's just, maybe he likes making these shows, but he's just kind of, he or she, sorry.
Or it could have been like, higher ups are like, hey, we need to make some money.
They could have,
Make the checklist.
forced them to change
Boom.
it. So we don't know the circumstances,
money.
but
kind of deal. Yeah, makes sense.
We don't know the circumstances behind the creation of the show, and if the guy had a better idea or not. It's some things just get lost in the shuffle in creation of these shows, and it sucks, but that's just how it works.
And it kind of makes you think, like, you know, some of these guys were very successful, like Sword Art Online. Just the timing of when that came out was
perfect.
There could have been better, but and it kind of helped that genre just blow up. And we keep getting them year after year, season after season. It's like you're kind of wondering, like, when are they gonna like chill out? You know, it's like we're kind of burnt out as a community.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's starting to die off, but it's still happening.
Seems like it's just.
But I really hope it just kind of cools down a little bit. I don't mind isekai still becoming a thing and becoming, you know, a seasonal type anime. I don't mind it at all. But it needs to not take precedence over all the other animes that are coming out. Like, I don't want
They're
to see...
trying too hard to be
unique.
unique.
These are the new seasons of anime. Here's like 10 different animes coming out this season. But 7 of them are isekais. Like, I don't want that because I'm probably not going to watch any of these, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not, because I will get burnt out and I'm just going to be like, okay, well, even if it's not the case, I could very well just say, all right, all 7 of them are probably going to suck. Even though there's probably 1 or 2 that might be decent. But even though I'm burnt out, I'm just going to be like, nah, I'm good. So I really hope it does cool down.
I found that a lot of the animes that get real popular or memed a lot are actually not that great. Like, there is that mom one, Shield Hero started out pretty
Magical Senpai?
Magical Senpai was just stupid beyond all belief.
That's just clickbait.
It was memed on a lot too.
Yeah. The only reason people liked Magical Senpai is because they liked the girl in it.
The assets.
She is a checklist character. She's got the face. She's got the boobs, the butt, the short skirt, the clumsiness. That's
one thing I'll always hate about anime is how much
she's not an organic character. She's just a checklist. She's clickbait, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I really like anime that don't fall into the trap of...
What's going on?
What?
It was just flickering. Whatever. Just continue.
I don't like anime that fall into the trap of overt sexualization of the characters. So a lot of like creating the deliberate, what's the perfect waifu? What are these guys gonna fall in love with? Like, she's gotta have the big boobs, she's gotta have the skimpy outfits and whatever else.
And a lot of guys watch anime for that, sure.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
A lot of guys are into that, but not everyone's into just only that.
Like shirts in anime
becomes only that, and then everything else just falls apart, and you only watch them for the one character. And sure, some people are going to like that, but not everyone's going to. And that's not how you make a lasting anime. Or, you
ever notice
the series will end there.
Shirts in anime, especially on girls, only on girls, where their boobs are like perfectly like covered, wrapped with their shirt. I'm like, that's not how a shirt works.
It doesn't make sense.
It just kind of goes in
it makes
and under.
Sense.
I'm like, what?
How does the clothes go under the boob? That doesn't make any sense.
It's not about that. It's about
like skin
making
tight.
People watch them. It's about drawing a crowd. It's about drawing people to your anime by making the girls sexy. It's
right.
That's unnecessary.
Even though logically the shirt should just go straight down.
Yeah. That's why I like Mob Psycho 100 is really good. I love Mob Psycho 100, and I don't think you guys have watched it yet.
It's on my list.
It's fantastic, and it doesn't do any of that. It has nothing like that, and it doesn't need to because it stands on its own. It's fantastic. Another one, Naruto doesn't really do it.
Well, Sakura's flat, so...
Yeah, well, like, it doesn't...
They have, like...
Oh, we're not talking about shirts? What are we talking about?
But that's not the show. It's not every single episode.
No. I think they have Tsunade, Samui, and... But Tsunade and Samui are the only ones that kind of show cleavage. Hinata hides it completely under a jacket. Still, like... they're not
Your Lie
really
in April doesn't do it.
Good show.
Place Farther Than the Universe doesn't do it. Like, some of my favorite
characters...
Oh! this is bad. Carol and Tuesday. That's one of my favorite anime. I can't wait till that's done, till I can watch more of it. That doesn't do it. I think there's just a lot of substance an anime can have beyond that, and I don't. Like I said, I don't want any of that in my shows. Sometimes it's just unavoidable, and it kind of sucks. But
it comes with the territory of
It does.
anime.
It does. Unfortunately, it comes with the territory, and it's. I wish it would not, because I think it turns people off from the outside looking in. They see these people who are weebs, and they buy the figurines of the sexy anime girls and whatnot, and then someone from the outside is like, "Well, anime is just like a bunch of sexy anime girls. Why would you watch it?" It's like, well, it's not. It's so much more than that. It's got there's so much heart in these stories and these things that people in these shows, and the animation can be absolutely gorgeous. Like Violet Evergarden has beautiful animations. Even Konosuba has really good animation. Like these people who are behind the shows, Your Name. Oh goodness. Like, and the people behind this, they slave away and they draw it. Like these hand drawn animes are beautiful, and it's a shame that some people are turned off because of that. And I wish it would be less of a factor in a lot of the seasonal anime, and in the decision of when people decide, like, well, what show am I going to watch? Oh, does it have a good enough waifu? I'm not going to watch that show with sexy in it. Like, that's, I don't know. I think it's kind of
I hear you.
I think. But that's me. That's my non-single man opinion, because I am married. So,
see, you put Hot Mama, not the mom anime, but I watch. Okay. No, I'm just
Xavier's simple. I'm like, I want a deep story. I want deep characters. We got
the white dingo here who wants story and substance. We got Wander who wants a hot waifu, and we got Tube Sock who just wants a good fight.
Wander's everything I hate about.
What are you talking about? I like
everything.
Story.
Everything I just described, that's him right there. Wander. Xavier.
That didn't stop you from watching Citrus.
Hey, that's not about that though. It's about the relationship.
That's an exception.
It's about a young woman discovering herself and her identity.
That has the darling and the Franks factor, where it's like it's about the relationship, even though there's a bunch of sexy,
robots
features that go on in the anime.
The robots
it's about the relationships, not the neck licking.
What neck licking?
Well,
anyway.
We're kind of out of time, boys.
What determines that we're out of time?
The
time. It's late.
I can't argue with that. It is late. Right, this is Bit Boys at night, or after dark.
Bit Boys after dark. Where we talk about all the anime, boobies, physics, and stuff.
No.
Brought to you live. In live. All right, so to round things up, Isekai.
Reverse Isekai. Reverse Isekai.
Reverse Isekai.
Good. Yeah.
Got some great
Sword Art
great
Online.
contenders
Overrated. Boom. Konosuba.
Sword Art Online. Overrated.
Konosuba good. My camera's probably going to fall off again.
All right, well.
Yeah.
If I may say anything,
please don't.
One Piece
We're gonna
has
skip
a lot
that.
of
Okay.
boob service.
Anyways, no, forget that. Anyway, so remember, drop a like, leave a subscribe, comments for suggestions of other things you want us to talk about.
Please don't watch.
Because we're running out of ideas.
Don't
Not One
watch
Piece. We're not going to do that.
All
All right, till next time.